everybody. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
I'm Joey Evans.
And I'm Chris Yee.
One of the biggest games to come out in the past 5 years is a game called Blood on the Clocktower, which is a social deduction game that is based on Werewolf, and in fact, is more based on Werewolf than I thought when I finally played it.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But was incredibly popular and has almost at conventions dominated the social deduction games that are there. I think we can all agree on that.
I think yes, definitely. Yeah.
There's pretty much like a dedicated space where it's going to be played most evenings, if not most during like most of a day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't play it when it first came out, and then it became tricky to get the game played because the problem that we ran into was twofold. One, it's hard to get into a game when it seems like everyone we knew either had never played it before,
right,
or played it 700 billion times.
Lives it.
Yeah, living it. And two, the people who were living it were not making a good impression on me, and that's the most positive way I can put it.
Right.
Like, problems stem up from Blood on the Clocktower, things at conventions and stuff, and they also, when you would talk to you, it was almost like an evangelical thing. Like, you play Blood on the Clocktower, you gotta play Blood on the Clocktower, and that does not sway me to that, if that makes sense.
I agree. It's a lifestyle game. It's become a lifestyle game where that lifestyle looks terrifying from the outside looking in.
Mm-hmm. So we got lucky at the Dice Hour retreat. Joey talked to Ross. Did he bring it up to you, or you brought it up to him?
I brought it up to him in the fact that this probably won't happen. I was like, I'll mention it to Tom, but odds are we're not going to do it.
And then for some reason, I was like, yeah, why not? I got time.
I was like, wait, what?
But because I knew who Ross was, and he was a really nice guy, and he promised that he would keep the diehard fans out of our game.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Which I felt, for the most part, happened. There was a couple people in our game who really knew the game more than everyone else.
And they were fine. Everybody we played with was great.
Yeah.
It was kind of an ideal first impression game, I think, for all of us.
I agree.
And so, I think, to say, not that we didn't want to play with experienced people, but we wanted it to be a good dive in, like, first step into the game.
Yeah.
I think it's natural to want that feel. I don't necessarily want to learn Magic the Gathering from a Pro Tour player.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I'm going to feel bad.
Right.
They're hamper. They're dealing with an ignoramus for all intents and purposes, and I'm feeling way behind the curve. So I don't think it's a tall order to want that. And I do think everyone involved, and especially Ross, did a fantastic job facilitating that. They really did.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Ross started explaining the game to us, and essentially, in a nutshell, the game, there's two teams, the bad guys and the good guys in the village. It's kind of like Werewolf, except they're demons instead of werewolves. And there is a demon, and that demon is trying to kill everyone in the village, and the village is trying not to get killed. Mm-hmm. But everyone in the game has a role, has some sort of special power, something. And when you die in this game, you're not dead. Those are the two major noticeable differences. Also, there's a lot...
You're dead, you're not eliminated is the difference.
Yeah, you're
right?
dead, not eliminated. Right, I'm sorry.
You can keep talking, I guess. And you have like one more vote at some point.
We're going to speak in broad strokes here. So, yes, some of the things that you said are maybe technically not 100% correct.
Yeah.
We're not trying to dive into the depth.
We don't want to ruin it for you.
That's
but what I will say is when he was first explaining the roles to us, which I then found out was like the easiest set.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I started feeling like I was starting to go underwater for a moment.
Oh,
I don't know if
really?
you guys, when he was starting to go over, I was like, wow, these are not, some of these roles were not simple.
No.
One role was just adds 2 more people to the campaign, and I was like, but I was like, okay, I think how these roles work was not obvious either. Like when you play Werewolf, you have the seer. Each night the seer points to someone, and then you say they're a werewolf or they're not a werewolf. This one's like you point to 2 people. One of them might be bad if you weren't poisoned and aren't drunk. And yada, 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 yada. And I was like, wow, that's a lot to take in.
One difference I see between this and Werewolf, obviously they're very similar. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. But the whole thing is, Werewolf is one that if you play it differently, people that play Werewolf are like, oh, that's a cool variation. But if you do something in Blood on the Clocktower differently, they're like, you didn't play it right. I've seen that like on some people's playthroughs, like, oh, no one there played it right. Because there are a lot of little finicky rules that if you get them wrong, some of the diehards are like, well, no, you shouldn't do it that way.
To be fair, a lot of this rests on the head of the person running it.
100%.
And I can't imagine playing with. I mean, Ross has to work for me now to be my blood in the Clocktower if I played again.
Oh, he was great.
He was so good.
Yes. And he kept it moving. The nights were quick.
The nights were quick. The discussion phase during the day, he didn't let them get too carried away. And I think that's part of the thing. Because one of the impressions I had going into this was, hey, Chris, do you want to jump into this game Blood in the Clocktower? Do I really want to spend 3 hours of the con doing this, right?
Yes.
And it was not 3 hours.
It was 90 minutes, right?
Yeah, it was good. It was quick.
Plus the teach, right? Because if you have a good person who's able to run it and given people enough time to breathe and to discuss,
Yes.
but who also kind of says, hey, it's time to kind of wrap up here in just a minute or two, I think that'll keep the game moving.
I liked the fact that there was more of that unreliability, because I do think in Werewolf, if someone is the seer and they point at someone and that person, generally speaking, they get a yes back from them, they're a werewolf. I mean, there's a role that misleads you, but if you know you're the seer, you're going to get a correct read on that. I do like in this that idea of maybe you do know who you are, but somebody else canceled your power, or something happened, because then it allows way more sort of hiding among the crowd by going, well, maybe what you saw happen didn't quite happen. I like that idea a little bit. It does run into the same exact problem that Werewolf has at the beginning, that Two Rooms and a Boom has at the beginning, which is when we get to that first discussion and they're like, okay, floor's open. Everyone just stares at each other going, what do we do now?
Right. It's always
you want to tell me who you are? I do not.
Yes.
Because you know what I mean? Like, why would I? I don't get that at all, and I've yet to find... I was hoping this honestly would be the one, the way it's spoken of, that would find a way to prime that pump.
Yeah.
The only game I know that can do it, and it's kind of like this, is Deception Murder in Hong Kong.
Right.
There's discussion there right away, because you're looking at stuff and then going, that fits, okay, maybe not you. But none of these other games managed to do that.
The first day. After that, though...
Yeah, but it's like literally at the beginning,
conversation.
it's like someone going, oh, nominate this guy to die. Why? Because we got to get the game going. That sucks. That's a terrible feeling. I don't like that at all, and can't quite fathom how it hasn't been solved, really, that problem.
Right. But also, if you don't, as the townsfolk nominate someone to die, then you're just going to go to night phase and the demons will kill someone. So it kind of feels like, well, mathematically, it's better to just take a shot in the dark, because we might accidentally get one.
Right. It just feels bad.
Well, what did you all think about the fact that the person who runs the game can kind of tilt it a bit to keep it even?
I think that's interesting, and it makes it a little bit more of a DMing session, kind of. It's like a role playing session a little bit. And from what I understand, people who run the game really lean into that, right? Because they can set the game in like a medieval town and tell you this lavish, long story, which is why sometimes the game goes forever.
Right.
They can also set it in modern times. They can set it in the future if they want to, right? It's sort of... Werewolf is about this one town, there's werewolves, it's in the past, what have you. This one's an RPG, kind of. I think that's cool.
I think it also makes it very DM obviously dependent, where they're just not telling the story, because they can deviate the story depending on what happens. So you have to have somebody that is doing it for the experience of the players, not of themselves.
Yes.
You get one that loves the sound of their own voice, they're going to drag it out and just do funny things for them. So someone that plays, just like a DM, somebody that plays for those people.
Well, it's wild that, so one of the roles is the drunkard, who is told that they are a specific role, not the drunkard, and everything they do is going to be pretty much wrong, right? Oh, I learned this during the night phase, yada, yada. If the village is doing so poorly, the person running the game can just give the drunkard correct information. And that's kind of a funny little bit, right? Like broken clock, right twice a day type of a thing.
Right.
If he just really feels like, okay, these demons are just crushing these guys, let's a little bit into it kind of prime that team with a little more information.
Right.
On that note, we killed the head demon, but then we got
a liar
smeared across the floor. Z and
a liar.
Tessa were the other two
Liars.
bad guys, and they fool. No, I'm sorry. I thought they fooled us. I suspect Z as a matter of course.
You do?
It's unfortunate, but I
No, I
definitely
think
said
it's
it
a
during
good
the
call.
I did not.
But near the end, I was like, I think Z's actually a good guy.
Yeah,
And
there's
then-
that. There's that rule that, like, if the demon dies and there's enough players left, then it reverted to my role, the woman with the red lips or something. I don't know what it was.
Scarlet Lady.
But then
That's
we
it,
almost ended it in the first night too.
That's true,
By
too,
killing
which
the
would have
wrong
been
person,
a weird one.
which
If we
is-
kill the
Angel.
angel or
angel,
virgin or
yeah.
something like that, then the game's just, it's over.
Yeah, I forgot
What
the person.
was it? Angel? Was it
was
Angel?
Angel, yes.
Yeah, or whatever her name was. The one with the wings. Yeah.
But they were poisoned, so the power didn't work. So the village killing them didn't end the game, and immediately.
I like that stuff happening. You don't get that kind of from werewolf.
Right. Right.
Sure. The problem is when not a problem, but it was interesting to me. We were figuring it out, but there was
Yeah.
also someone saying, "Well, this, if this is this, and this, then you are this," and I'm like, "Yes, that is correct." And the
Yes.
more you play, that's why I want to play with people who are on the same level as me. We
Yes.
played with,
Right.
most of the people had played one other game.
That's where it comes apart because there were certain things I did not get. If I had someone that had played a billion times, they'd be like, no. And they would have 100% alpha the entire thing and told you all this. So equal playing field was huge with that game.
Yeah, but it leans into that idea of how much of this game is about deception and how much of it is about deduction. And I think that's the thing. I went into it with the impression that it was more of a deduction game because there's a lot of roles that give information and people who say those things where they kind of solve things out. And there is a good amount of that. But the fact that the person running the game can give false information and there can be poisoning of rolls so that information was wrong or didn't activate when it was supposed to. I think it gives more power to the demon team to be able to deceive. And if you like that, if you really like deceiving people, I think this game gives you a lot of good tools to do that, more than just werewolf, especially vanilla werewolf, where people just kind of accusing each other, right? The more roles you throw into it, there's more information. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you guys would disagree with me, but that's kind of how I felt after our first play.
Well, I mean,
I
definitely
agree.
in Werewolf, that's one of the negatives of Werewolf. I love Werewolf, but most people are just villagers. And
Most people have no power, role, nothing. You exist in the game as a player and hope not to die and hope to, let's be fair, guess at the bad player. I mean, that's kind of it. It does feel good to have some ability, no matter what it is. It could be really dumb. It could be a tiny little thing. I like that. I like that very much. You could do that with Werewolf. In fact, a lot of the roles in this game, as he was describing them going down the list, I'm like, that's kind of like in Werewolf. That one's exactly like in Werewolf. This idea of, like, you don't reveal who died. That's a variant in Werewolf. You can play like that. So I just think it's weird that this game caught on with such fervor. And it is 95% Werewolf. And the other 5% is a big book. Okay?
Yes.
I don't get it. I
is
don't
cool.
get the fervor, and I don't get why what about it hit at the right time with the right thing that just caught fire,
I gotta tell you one before you talk about the book. I think you mentioned that, but
How did you know I was going to
because
talk
the
about
book,
the book?
you were enamored with that book, but
I think the book is dumb.
this goes a different
I don't
direction.
think Joe
thought it was
knows what
going to.
enamored means.
But I misread that situation. But I will say it suffers from the same fragility as far as, I mentioned so many times it's group dependent. We had the perfect group, but if you have those people that get angry when it's like, no, I'm telling you the truth. Oh my goodness, I'm so mad because you're not believing me. Or if you kill someone, they're like, why would you kill me? We had the ideal group. We kill someone and they're like, man, and they go on. I've had those problems with Werewolf, which you would have here of those people that go way over the top. Why would you kill me? I'm so angry. Believe me. Why don't you believe me? Because it's a
Minor
game.
note here, one of the things I like about Werewolf is when someone's really annoying like that.
Do you really?
They get killed and they're out of the game. Here you're killed and you can still yell for the rest of the game.
That is a good point, which
That's
makes that
that's
even
a negative. That is
it
definitely a
amplifies
negative.
that.
No, it's really a truth
Yes.
of it, right? I mean, specifically, and I mean, I'm not going to beat around the bush. When I said we play this, there were some people I did not want to play with for that reason.
Yeah.
Sure.
But no, you said the book. I do think it's neat that they has all that information, but that book could have been half that size. Easily.
Right.
Half that size.
Well, maybe not. Maybe some of those roles require some serious upkeep. Who knows? We did play just that
sure,
intro.
but I mean, no, I'm
most
saying it doesn't need to be
basic
that thick. It could have been
Oh,
thin.
yeah. I don't know what the book thing's about. It's just, he puts, I guess, players' pieces in
world,
there
yeah.
to keep track of what's what. I don't know.
Relative in seating order, so he's got all the information.
Maybe
straight.
that's it.
Because
Maybe
he
it
can't
helps.
make a
Pretty neat.
mistake. And I asked him about that, like, afterwards, what if you do make a mistake? And he's like, well, you just do your best to fix it. Mm-hmm. Like, if you said something wrong, he'd pull people aside and say, I told you something wrong, or just change things to fix it. But the owner, I mean, there's so much on that person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you asked me, or someone asked, like, Tom, I bet you would want to run this. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I think I was okay playing it and putting my trust at everything, because that's a lot to keep track of. Werewolf is a lot simpler, and I've made mistakes running that.
Yes.
Yeah.
My question is, did you enjoy the experience? Do you like the game? Would you play it again?
Those are 3 good questions. You want me to answer them? I did enjoy it, but again, I thought it was a perfect storm.
Yes.
Joy alluded to that. What was your other question?
Do you like the game?
I like the game fine, but I also feel like I liked it the first time when it was called Werewolf.
Right.
I don't know if it was different enough. It's possible that the hype for the game, and I put this on people who've hyped it, not on me. I wasn't like, ooh, I can't wait. I haven't been building it up. They've been building it up. I think when I finally got around to playing it, I was like, oh, where's the revolutionary part of this? Why did it catch on the way it did? Mm-hmm. And as far as if I would play it again, I don't know. I feel no drive right now to play it again. Kind of, but half of that is probably because I don't want to sully what's been a really good run.
Right.
If only a run of one.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Sure. I think I'd say I didn't particularly like it. Right. I see its merits. I see it's incredibly well made. The fact that all those roles kind of work together and that's one recommended set, I think is an impressive thing to do. And then you have there are multiple sets in there. The production, the tokens with the felt on the back. I wasn't expecting that when he was like, reach into the bag, pull out your roll. The side with the felt is the back. Like, you're gonna have to explain what that sentence means, because I wasn't expecting like, oh, there's actually felt fabric on these tokens, so he can stick it on the book and keep it in place and keep everything organized.
Yeah.
That's tremendous. That's really cool. The book's
Flannel
too big.
graph.
The what?
Flannel graph.
Okay. But at the end of the day, I didn't really care for it. I thought the information was too nebulous, which is, once again, first impressions of it, right? I think that other social deduction games kind of pushed the envelope a little bit more, right? Games like Secret Hitler that have kind of this more tangible information track there. You can kind of see the tension build up with that central board. Or Good Cop, Bad Cop, where you look and reveal people's role cards and stuff. I feel like that gives me more towards my taste of what I like in social deduction games. The last one that really impressed me was probably the ship one, Feed the Kraken.
Right.
I know I'm very picky in the genre. I was hopeful that I would like this game more, and kind of like what Z said, it feels very familiar. It's impressive at what it does, but it is a lot of familiar ground at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the experience, and like really what Z said, this was the perfect situation. And because of that, I'm like, it's kind of feels like to me one of those, I ticked that box, you know?
Yes.
I played it, awesome. I have no desire to play it again. I'm not interested enough in the other roles. People say, oh, but there's so many new roles. There's this pirate that comes in as a ghost. I'm like, sweet. But it's like, no, I don't want, I'm not that interested in it. I enjoyed the experience. I'm glad I did it. I kind of viewed it as an escape room. I'm like, sweet, did it, done. You know, maybe I'll play it again in several years. And I think you had a good point on the deception versus deduction. I did also think it would fix that huge problem in Werewolf of the meandering around for the first 15 minutes. It does not. You know, it is all about, is this person lying? It is. You get a little bit of information. Sometimes you don't have the right information. So it's all about who's a liar, you know?
Yeah.
So it's good, which is fine. You know, it's great. It leans into the word, but it is 95% werewolf. So I played it. I'm glad I played it. Would I play it again? Maybe someday. It's not high on my to-do list, though.
I really liked it. Like, I really liked it. I liked everything about it. to be fair, a lot of that was the people we were playing
That's
with.
the thing.
yes.
Man, I
Yes.
stacked the deck by bringing my friends. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
I would play a game with
Even
that
one of
group.
them's a liar.
Yeah. Joey.
No, it was not.
I liked that information. I agree. The very first day was a little bit like, but that first nomination, and the person said, "I'm an angel if you kill me," and then we killed her, and then she wasn't, and then I was like, "Now we're off. Now we know something." And people started saying stuff, and I thought from that point on, I sat there the whole time. I felt like a detective trying to figure out. I knew I was innocent, probably, and trying to figure out who the bad people were, and was the person we killed a bad person? I wasn't sure, and I loved it. I was engrossed the whole time, and I would love to see more roles. I'd love to see more of this. I just don't know that I'm going to. Even though I had an amazing time, I'm kind of where Z's at. Like, I don't want to
Ruin that.
I don't want to play a
experience.
bad experience at this now. There's also a lot of people that I actually, there's some people I don't want to play with, anyone who's an alpha gamer, and I know that I trend close to that, being an alpha gamer, but there are people who are even more so, and I don't want them telling me how to play the game the whole time. I also don't want to play this game with anyone who thinks it's funny to be chaotic on purpose.
Right.
Because they would ruin
Yes.
it. They would straight up ruin the
Yes.
game. And they'd be like, oh, I'm the imp, but I'm just going to kill that person because it's funny. No, you should kill the person that helps you win.
Right.
And also the dungeon master, I don't know what they're called in this game, the clock master?
The clock master, yeah. The CM.
Yeah. So much depends in our heads. Ross did a 10 out of 10 job, in my opinion.
Yes.
I agree.
That first night we put our heads on, I thought, all these powers are off. So I peeked at my watch and I'm like, I'm going to time this. And 30 seconds later, he's like, night's over. And I was like,
That was
oh,
incredible.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Because I read somewhere that people were like, yeah, your heads are down for 10 minutes. I'm like, oh, man, that sucks.
That's the thing. I had my power where I had to open my eyes, and it's like 20 seconds in, he's tapping, and I go back down like, wow, that was so quick. He was so fast around there.
I bet with a less experienced CM and a less, like someone who's.
We don't even know that's
This will
a terrible.
catch
I like
on.
that you're
This
cleaning
will
it.
catch on.
Yeah. I could see this game being an issue because someone said to me before I played, they're like, I don't want to play any game again where my eyes are shut more than they're open. And that was not my experience.
No, not at all. Not even close.
Right.
For
Yeah.
us.
But I could see if that night phase takes a while and you don't have anything to do, you are going to be checked out for a bit. So once again, great play group, great CM. Ross, thank you for that.
Yeah.
And I know we'll probably get some thumbs down here because A, we didn't say the game was the greatest game ever. I really did enjoy it. And I don't agree, actually. I disagree with the 95% werewolf. I think it's like 70 at most. I think there's a lot of difference. The fact you're still alive, you can vote once. I think that stuff's cool, and I think it makes a big difference.
To the point, I got killed pretty early on, and I was like, oh, bummer, my power would have been really useful. So the night phase came, and I just sat there with my eyes open. I went, whoa, no. I don't have to just sit here and watch it happen.
You have
I
to
have
leave
to
the
keep,
room.
You got to keep playing, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you cheated. You're saying you admitting it?
Well, like a second in, I saw everyone close their eyes. I was like, that person's dead. I have to close my eyes. So I caught it really fast. So.
But what I'm saying is, I think the biggest enemy of Blood on the Clocktower is the player base in many ways. And there's wonderful players. I know this because we met many of them.
Yeah.
But I've met many of the others. In fact, I'm probably going to have to delete comments off this video of people coming in and tell us what losers we are because we didn't play it right or what have you.
Oh.
And I don't think that helps the game. No. But I'm glad I played it. Will I play it again? Probably, but I look at it as an experience. Like, I played it this year.
Yeah.
Maybe
Right.
next year, and I'll be
Right.
another situation, I'll go, why not? But I have to be in that mood. I cannot imagine playing it twice in a row because my anxiety, stress, which not a bad thing necessarily, but just I was like, the whole game when we were done, I was like, okay, now I'm going to go eat lunch.
Yeah.
I just need to do something that's not keeping me that stressed for a while.
And I think people are going to say, why are you guys talking about it after just playing it one time and everything? Because there's a lot of people who haven't played it yet and who want to see a first impression. And it's cool to see different takes on the first impression. I think of this group, I probably enjoyed it the least. And it sounds like you guys enjoyed the overall playing.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I
I'm
wasn't sure
glad.
what to expect, and what I got wasn't quite different enough. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But I enjoyed it.
Yeah, once it started rolling, it was just, I was so fascinated, and I was almost sad that it ended, but I also thought we had a rollicking good ending.
Great
I
ending.
mean, the Tessa was
went
just
either
sitting there
way.
going, I don't know what to do. And I was like, come on, just make a decision, not knowing she was evil.
She knew what she was going to do the entire time. Such a liar.
I was so that as soon as he announced it, and her face completely changed, and I was like, I've been duped.
That was, oh man.
But also, I felt during the game there were several moments where we, as the villagers, made some goofs.
Yes.
Yeah, and with repeat plays,
Killing Chris.
Yes. I think
No,
that-
you were killed by the bad guys.
I assume the demons killed me, right?
It wasn't me. Did I kill you? Who did I kill? I was the demon only like one night or two.
This is all admissible in
Oh,
a
you
court of
killed
law,
me.
by the way.
I killed you?
Yeah, because I was the fourth person. It was the
Okay,
night
well,
after
there
we-
you go. Maybe I killed you. I
Because
don't
it was very obvious I was a townsperson at that point. There was no
Got it.
hiding
got
it.
I
In
became
fact,
a
I
demon.
turned my badge around. I was like, I know I'm dead.
I became a demon really, really late in the game. Like at the absolute last moment, it would have worked actually. If
Yeah.
I killed the demon one turn later, it doesn't go to me yet. It doesn't go to me anymore.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, see, and none of that probably makes sense if you've not seen it, but there's a lot more to it. So that's our thoughts on Blood in the Clocktower. Stop asking us about it. Anyway, we had a good time. Thank you, Ross. You did a great job and everyone we played with.
Yeah.
All right, folks, that's it. I'm Tom.
I'm Z.
I'm Joey.
And I'm Chris.
Demon.
I'm a demon, yes.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you like this review or whatever you just watched, wasn't it amazing? Check out our channel, Dice Tower. We have all kinds of things. We review games, we do top 10s, we play games live. It's all about board games, but especially the people who play them. Check out Dice Tower YouTube channel.